Hello, and welcome to another episode of My Golden Life. I'm Lisa Neller, your host. And today I am so excited about this topic that I'm going to share with you with my friend Mary Fain Brandt. And am I saying that right, Mary?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Mary and I are going to discuss the importance of being relevant in society today. Um, with regard to kind of like everything, but we're going to focus a little bit on technology and AI and maybe talk a little bit about pro-aging versus that ugly word anti-aging, which I think we're both not big fans of. Um, so I'm gonna do a little short bio, and then we'll bring Mary on to answer a bunch of questions. I'm gonna change my view here because I'm not sure. I want to have a gallery view. There we go. Can you see that, Mary? The difference between the views, or do you have it on gallery? I don't think
I
it
have it on
matters.
I have it on gallery.
Okay. All right. So, for over 2 decades, Mary Fain Brandt has excelled in training and facilitation, transforming LinkedIn profiles into opportunity generating powerhouses. With over 500 clients and a reputation for results, Mary is a sought after expert in LinkedIn strategies, helping clients achieve career advancements, client acquisitions, and speaking opportunities. A certified AI consultant, Mary brings cutting edge insights to keep her clients ahead of the curve. In March of 2024, she was honored with the Women with Vision Award from NAWBO, which is the North American Women Business Owners, Phoenix, solidifying her status as a leader in her field. As co host of the Scale Up Strategies podcast and creator of the 3C Method, Mary is a dynamic speaker at summits and conferences. Offstage, she enjoys kayaking, crafting specialty coffees, oh yum, and road tripping with her husband, Joseph. Whether online or in person, Mary brings expertise, energy, and actionable insights to every interaction. So I want to welcome you, Mary. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've really been looking forward to this.
Thank you, Lisa, for asking me to be a guest. I think this is going to be a really fun and enlightening podcast.
Yes, and my audience is typically women in the second half of life. Some may be business owners, some may not be business owners, and some may be thinking of becoming business owners. So I really
Ooh.
think that our topic applies to everyone. And before we get started with me asking you any questions, let's hear your story. Tell us how you got where you are. Give us a little
Ooh, my
background.
second half. So,
Sure.
I was always in corporate. I literally never wanted to be a business owner. I saw my dad be a business owner and it was feast or famine. So I worked, my last big corporate gig was at a private school in La Jolla, California. And I literally thought I was going to retire from there. There was no exit plan. It was a great gig. I got paid well. I loved it. It was in La Jolla, right? I could walk to the beach at lunch. And then my mom got sick, dementia, which turned into Alzheimer's. She went missing one night in the middle of like the worst rainstorm in San Diego. It was awful. We had SWAT team. They were searching for her. Luckily, we found her. But she was on TV, the missing person, elderly alert. So it was the worst. I say 5 to 6 hours of my life not knowing where my mom was, and she had just gotten out of the hospital and had a toe amputated. So here she is. We find out walking around in the rain, right? So she got in a car with someone. This young couple picked her up. So if anyone's listening, you don't pick up an elderly woman who says, "Oh, I'm trying to get to my daughter's house," and drop her off at a gas station. You take them to the
Right.
police station. So I was very upset with this couple. I had to hold myself together because I was like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
But, when you don't know what you don't know. So, long story short, she was found. We got home health care in. And I was like, there was a lot of other little things that happened. And I had to leave what I thought was going to be my last job because I wanted to be there for my mom and be her advocate. So, I decided to start a business, not knowing anything about business. And I had
Wow.
gotten my degree in organizational leadership, people, understanding people. And I'd always been a go to trainer in all of my corporate jobs. And so I was going through a career transition, which led me to Lee Hecht Harrison. And when I went through their outsourcing placement program, I was like, okay, this is a joke. I can do it better. They were using transparencies for the resume class. I was like, who uses transparencies? Talk about being relevant. They were not relevant. And it just went no. So I kind of put together my own program and I started as a career coach. And then what that led to, and it was really working with women who were pivoting or their children were leaving, right? They were grown children. And now it was time for them to go back into the world, into the workforce, or they were like, I've been working this job and it's not meaningful or fulfilling. I want to do something for me now. So I was really working with those women. And then they all needed help with LinkedIn, from not having a profile to having one that was so dusty, right? That you couldn't see through the cobwebs. So that's where the LinkedIn part came in. So career coaching and LinkedIn just organically went together. And then around like 2016, 2017, I was like, huh, this is a great platform for business owners, entrepreneurs. And so I became the LinkedIn guru at Hera Hub in San Diego. And I started branching off on doing like LinkedIn Labs, LinkedIn speaking, things of that nature. And then a lot of what I do, Lisa, I'm a profile writer. Like that's my specialty on LinkedIn. I take you from boring to badass. I make you look great. I position you well so that people will want to connect with you, help you create amazing content that turns into conversations. In 2022, I was anti AI. I'm all about people first, human connection. Well, I played around with ChatGPT, and when I look back at the first things that I published, I'm like, "Oh, that was bad." Like it just screams AI, rockets and launches and it's just awful. But I didn't know what I didn't know. And so that's when the end of 2022, the beginning of 2023, I decided I wanted to learn how to use it because the writing is on the wall. Just like anything that changes, you have to grow and change with it. So when I started that job at the Bishop's High School, when I walked into my executive assistant office, there was a typewriter on a typewriter stand in the corner. And this was 2004. I was like,
You see my
what?
eyes?
Yes. I was like, what is that thing doing here? Well, the other assistant that I was replacing still used a typewriter. I don't know why. She said there was a reason. I don't understand. So, my point is, you have to, keep growing and changing and evolving with the times, or lose your job, get left behind, not get the promotion, not get the bonus. And so, with AI coming on, I love technology. I'm not afraid of it. It makes me nervous. I'm not going to lie, like, oh, can I figure this out? But I decided to go ahead and get certified because the writing's on the wall. It does such a great job writing that guess what? Guess who's not going to, my profile writing services, they're not going to be needed in a year. That once everyone grasps the idea that you can use AI, like maybe it'll take 2 years and maybe only executives will hire me, but I really feel the writing's on the wall and I wanted to prepare myself for the next stage in my business. So I learned it for myself and now I'm a certified AI consultant so I can help other business owners and career professionals use AI to be more productive and more efficient. So that's my personal story of evolving and growing, career coach, oh, LinkedIn, ooh, AI, and just, not giving up on my dream to be a business owner, but understanding that things change. And you can either be the typewriter that got thrown out of my office, you or landlines are replaced with cell phones, mail has been replaced with email, the horse and buggy with a car, and now, we have self-driving cars. Now, I'm not into that yet. That scares the bejeebies out of me. But we have to stay current and relevant with the times, or we are going to be like the dinosaur and we're going to sink in the tar pit.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. I heard the statistic, and maybe you could tell me if I'm right or wrong. I don't know, but I heard that 85 million jobs are going to be replaced by AI. And I don't know if that's true or not. It sounded like a pretty big number.
So
Maybe just the US?
well, so that might be, I'd have to look it up, but what I can tell you, there are definitely going to be jobs replaced by AI, but there's going to be new jobs created with AI.
Okay.
So it's not going to be even, but it's going to be pretty close. So what's going to happen is like in the marketing world, if you have three people, they have the same experience, same years of experience, but you have this person that knows how to use AI, that person's going to get hired because they're going to be more efficient, more productive. They're going to be more on point, right? So
Yeah.
that's, it's like think about the typing days. You used to take a typing test.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about that anymore. Can you use Microsoft Office? Can you use Google Suite? Can you use CRM? That's important. So you
Yeah.
just have to look and, in the next 5 years, what I do is there an AI tool that will replace what I do? Should I start learning AI so that I am valuable? Because someone still has to drive the AI, you guys. Someone still has to program it. You still need the human eye on the AI. That's kind of what I say. Human creativity, AI efficiency. Um, so AI will definitely replace jobs. It'll also create jobs. I mean, look, certified AI consultant.
Yeah, there you go. What can I just say? I took your 316 word biography today and I used Chat GPT to turn it into 150 words. Now, I
Yeah.
could have spent an hour or 40 minutes going through your bio and sifting out the important points. And I said, nope, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to let AI do it for me. So that's just one example. I also had it bring up a bunch of questions I could ask you. I mean,
Ooh.
that sounds silly for me to say that right now in the interview, but I'm making a point, and the point is to stay relevant, right? That's what we were saying in the beginning.
Yeah, use the tools at hand. So I always say that AI is a productivity tool. I think we have, still a stigma. It's in the infancy stage, right? So
Yeah.
this really came about in 2022. It's 2024. So infancy stage. What happens next year? None of us know. The industry is just going to blow up. There's more tools coming on. I mean, every day there are new AI tools, and I get to test some of them, which is pretty cool. But I think that we need to understand AI is here to stay, and business owners or career professionals that want to stay relevant need to understand current trends and tools that will help them. And AI is just at the end of the day, it's a productivity tool. And if we can change
Well,
our mindset, I think we can embrace it a little more.
yes. I'm going to give an example of how I tried to stay relevant as I was a stay-at-home mom. So I had a degree, I had a career in advertising, and then when my daughter was born, I decided to stay home. Well, I loved being a stay-at-home mom, but I also knew that I was giving up a career. And in those days, in the 90s,
Mm.
that was kind of when women were really pushing to have careers and going back to work and wanting to be, part of the workforce and all of that. And I knew someday that I would maybe go back to work. I don't know, but I wanted to keep my skills up. So I got into direct sales and I did a lot of volunteer work and I learned a lot of skills in internet marketing and all kinds of things that now I'm using today. Number one, staying relevant helped me to get a job at the age of 59. And now at the age of 66, I am probably more skilled at some of these things than the 40-year-olds are. So,
The
um,
experience, right? You've had more
yeah.
experience in it. So I find I tend to think like a couple years ago when I was reevaluating things, I was like, oh, the younger generation isn't my target audience because they know social media. Well, they know TikTok and Instagram, but you know what they didn't know is LinkedIn. So I was telling myself the wrong information. I think a lot of times that we assume things, right? It's easier to say, "Oh, I'm not going to do that," because you're more afraid of what the results might be,
Yeah.
right? Like, "Oh, if I don't go that direction, I can't be shut down." But I learned that no, that demographic actually needed help with LinkedIn.
Oh, great to know. Yeah. Well, and I think that demographic, and as we're aging, we need to do it too. Let's talk about age for a moment and our thoughts about that and what you and I are trying to promote out there as far as
Woo! I got a lot of thoughts on that. So I know that you saw it, and I just brought it up on LinkedIn. So about a month ago, I did a post and I kind of sat on it for a while because I'm like, it's going to ruffle some feathers. Some people are going to like it, some people aren't. And it's probably not going to get a lot of people to, let's say, engage in the way I want. So the post was soapbox alert. Why do we as women still feel the need to hide our age? And this has gone on, and I've never been that woman, but in my corporate, years, there were very few women that would share their age because we've been taught as a society, don't share your age. Never tell someone how old you are. It could be, it could prevent you from getting a promotion. You'll be put out to pasture. And I just want to say publicly, like, we as women have to change that narrative. It's our job to now change it, be proud of. And I see some famous people coming out like in their, like Jane Fonda's, that generation. But our generation has an opportunity to say, hey, I'm Mary Fain Brandt and I'm 60 and I'm proud of being how old I am. My age is just a number. Do not define me by my age. Define me by my character, who I am, and the skills and experience I bring to the table. I think if more women would be open to sharing their age with just even other women, um, we can change that narrative because society put that in our minds that men can age. And actually, society says, oh, men get sexier with age, and oh, they're more wise. And, it's this whole sex thing. And with women, we're just old and put out to pasture. And I think that's a generation thing. And I really want to break that generation. So for my nieces, right, that isn't something that they grow up saying, 40 used to be, oh, don't tell anyone you're 40, growing up,
right.
like that 40, oh, you're not president yet. Like, don't tell anyone you're 40. You're never, and I'm just like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is that it's going to take a while for us to adopt a different attitude because I've had to have conversations with myself. When I started my coaching career, I kept saying, "Oh my gosh, I'm too old. People aren't going to listen to me." And then I would literally have that conversation and say, Lisa, I'd be like my own best friend and just say, you're crazy for saying that or thinking that. You have a lot of wisdom and you have a lot to share, and people are going to listen. And you know what? I found out that they are listening. So, and the other thing is that I get inspired by older women. There's a woman on Instagram. I think she goes by Aging Disgracefully. And I love the name because you're not expecting that, right?
Yeah, I love it.
And she's like in her mid to late 70s. And almost every video is of her doing some sort of cool exercise. And she's in great shape. And she talks about working out all the time. And she's amazing. So that's inspiring to me. And I
Right.
want to be like her when I grow up.
And
So
we have better stories. The older we get, like, I need to write a book just about my stories and my experiences because we have some good stories. You think you got stories in your 30s and 40s? You got nothing on us. Let me tell you, we've got the stories. And, when it comes to business and stuff, you think about it, and the saying in the industry is stories sell, facts tell. So we have great stories and we can tell those stories and swing it back around to business. So we can
yeah.
take our experiences and our stories and use that in our marketing for
Yes.
ourselves or for our business.
Yes. All right. Let me see. I want to go to my AI questions here.
Okay, AI
And
me.
I'm going to AI you.
What do we
What are some common fears or misconceptions about AI that you encounter, especially among women in the
got?
second half
Well,
of life?
so that it won't sound like me. If I use AI, it won't sound like me.
Yeah.
And that's true, unless you work with me and I set it up for you. No, but unless you learn how to use it properly, you're right. It won't sound like you. It'll sound like everybody else. But that is probably the biggest thing. Like, oh, it won't sound like me, or, oh, it's too techy. I'm not a tech person, Mary. I can't learn it. It is the easiest thing to learn. Once you know how to use it, you're like, I mean, people are like, what? Oh my gosh. So it won't sound like me. Oh, I'm not tech savvy. It's too hard. Um,
Yeah.
I don't want to put anyone out of a job. Well, none of us do, but like I still have my virtual assistant, but I can get more done quicker. So my thing that I like to say is the 90-10 rule. So listen up. 90-10 rule. AI is to get you there 90% faster, to the finish line with 90% less effort. So it's 10% effort, 90% faster.
Wow, I love that. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to share this little chat GPT cheat sheet right here that I've got. And just so you know, like if you're new to the idea of utilizing chat GPT, there's a bunch of cheat sheets out there. All you have to do is Google them and find one and download it and print it off. So um speaking of, what practical steps would you recommend for someone new to AI to start learning and integrating it into their lives?
I would say that you want to pick. So look at like your life or your business. What are three things that you wish AI could do? So as a business owner, the biggest things I get are social media, landing pages, email funnels. No one,
Mhm.
even if you're a copywriter, it takes time, a lot of time to write really compelling copy. So that's usually where people want to start. Um, so find that 1 to 3 things that you wish AI could do, and then find one tool. Don't go and sign up for, 10 tools. Find one tool, master that, then add another one. Take a course, learn how to use it. So even those ChatGPT sheets that you can find for free, I'm actually going to say they're crap. Okay.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just I'm just going to say, and here's why: everybody else has them.
Okay.
So you're getting the same results as everybody else, right?
Oh,
So, I
yeah.
mean, it's a great way to start. And I've worked with people that have been using ChatGPT for a year, and then they work with me, and in 15 minutes, they're like, what? What? I can't believe this. What? I had no idea, Mary. Like, it's just amazing when you dial it in, right? When you really dial it in to who you are, your business, and everything, the results are black and white. They're just way different. It's a great place if you want to go play with it, but if you're a business owner, I would say you're going to get the vague results that everybody else gets.
So
So,
you have to be really intentional. You have to really focus on learning some deep learning here, right? With
yeah.
AI.
Well, so for me, when I work with a client, it's a 90-minute session and I train them and we write their social media content and email, or we create their marketing plan. Like we create 2 AI assistants. That's what I call them. And typically it's like your marketing assistant and social media assistant, or a marketing assistant and email assistant. And in 90 minutes, my process is so dialed in that in 90 minutes, we get 2 of those AI assistants dialed in, and it's in your voice, your brand, speaking to your ideal clients. And we either get 30 days of content or a whole email series done.
Wow. Well, that's
So
impressive.
So it saves a lot of time and you understand how to use it now.
So can you give us an example of how AI has transformed like a professional or personal process for one of your clients?
Yeah, do you know Christine Ander? She's a photographer here in
Mhm.
Arizona. So I didn't really think photographers, were, like going to be my ideal client. And she's one who says that I'm not techie. Mary took all the techie stuff away and made it so easy. So she used to get up in the morning and be like, okay, I'm going to post on Instagram and Facebook. She has 2 different clients. She has the moms of the athletes, right? The athletes in school, and then she has like the track team, the football guys, right? So she has 2 different clients. That's 2 different languages. You're speaking to moms and you're speaking to students. So we set 2 different assistants up that are on brand and speaking to those ideal clients. And now she's like, Mary, I used to get up and I'd be like, okay, I'm going to post. What am I going to talk about? She now, when I saw her, I think it was in September, she's like, Mary, I have 2 months of content done for me, scheduled and done. So
What?
now, yeah. So because her assistant's name is Molly. Many people name their assistants after working with me. So Molly has created 2 months of content because she was going to be traveling and she didn't want to worry about being out there. She also said that she used to, before working with me on this, that she would be like, okay, I hope I get booked. And when I saw her, it was in September because she said August was her best month ever in her business. She was fully booked out.
Wow.
I mean,
Amazing.
that's pretty amazing. And she
That is,
confidently uses it. I fully trained her on that. So, my
uh,
other client, my other client is in marketing. Uh, he's in marketing, started a new membership. He had all these emails. He's used ChatGPT for over a year. He had all these emails from a coach that, templates that he had to go back in and like put his what do I want to say? His brand on, right? So they're templates, right? Again, a template is just a template. And if you don't fix it, it sounds like everyone else. So he was telling me how he would spend like 2 hours every night after working in his business and being with his family of working on editing emails. He had 102 emails. I said, Rob, I can fix that for you in 90 minutes. He's like, what? I said, I will set up your email assistant. It will sound like you, it will know your business. We will feed it your emails and we'll rewrite them all in your brand voice to your target audience. He took, again, he's been using ChatGPT. 90 minutes later, he was like, what? We also created 30 days of social media content for him.
amazing.
Yeah. And that was like
Amazing.
2 weeks ago.
So those are really two great examples of how AI has transformed your
Yeah.
clients and their
Yeah.
business, and their thinking has been expanded, their capacity has been expanded.
They
Like
can do the
so,
work they love to do. And as business owners, most of us don't start a business to think about an email funnel and our social media or a bio page or a landing page or, the SOPs in our business or event planning. Those are just aspects of our business that we do, but that's usually not why you start your business unless you're an event planner or social media person. Even then, all the social media people use ChatGPT, Claude, all the AI tools. And so this, in my opinion, it's a productivity tool and it allows us to do what we love to do. I love to speak and train. That's what I love to do. I love to train people. And so that's where I want to be. I don't want to be every day thinking about what I'm going to post. Oh, did my email go out? Right. So I really
yeah,
feel that AI is this productivity tool that allows business owners to stay in their zone of genius and to work usually with clients.
awesome. Wow. All right. Let's see. How do you balance staying ahead with technology advancements like AI while managing other aspects of life in midlife and beyond?
So I think you have to have boundaries. So so for me, I created a weekly newsletter on LinkedIn. And when I really got into AI, I shift the focus to AI. I am on other newsletters where I get the information sent to me and then I can pick what I want to feature and what I want to test. I get hit up a lot right now to test AI tools because AI is in my headline on LinkedIn. Right. And so that is a challenge to make sure that I'm not being a squirrel. Like, which is it's so easy for me to do as a creative person. I'm like, oh, what's this? Oh, shiny object syndrome, SOS. Um, so I think that you have to either set timers, right? Like, okay, I'm going to spend 1 hour today researching AI. Set a timer on a day, or maybe I like to have days that are, I call it time, blocking. time blocking. So Monday's like research day for me. I don't have client calls on Monday. It is blocked out. You cannot book a call with me on Monday unless I let you in. Right? As a coach and a consultant, our client calendars are open to the public. Right? But Mondays are just blocked off. And so that's my research day, kind of play with tools, that kind of stuff. And then, I pretty much shut down at 5 o'clock every day, sometimes
Okay.
4:30. There are times like networking events, and I have like busy networking weeks, and then I have a slow week. And I do that on
Mhm.
purpose. Let me go get out there. And then the next week it's the follow-up and just working back in the business. I think it's important to know how to say no. And that is probably the biggest lesson. Or and if you can't say no right away, someone like me, you say, "Oh my God, that sounds so amazing. Let me get back to you. I just want to make sure I don't have any other commitments." So you have to come up with a phrase that gives you a pass out so that you can actually go back and think about it. If you're someone like me who's like, yes, you have FOMO. I don't want to sound that. So have a phrase like, "Oh my God, Lisa, oh, I so want to be on your podcast. That sounds amazing. I love it. Let me go back and let me really review my calendar and make sure I haven't overcommitted for that week."
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a way of taking care of yourself, setting boundaries, being clear on whatever time you're spending it either learning about your business, working your business, or taking care of yourself and your family. And
I love a facial. Like my reward is a facial. Um, I also like 3-day weekends. So we just got back from San Diego over Veterans Day. Wasn't it just Veterans Day? Um, so I
yeah,
like 3-day weekends. That gives you like, I don't know, feels like a mini vacation, right? Depending on what you're doing, even if you're just sitting at home. It is hard as a business owner not to be on our cell phones. They're right here. Like we're checking emails, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, right? So it is hard to put that down. Um, so you just have to have your boundaries.
I like that, and I think you just gave me an idea, not so much an idea, but um, that AI can really shorten your work week. Like if you really get this and you use it and you work it and you figure out how to make it most productive, then you could have 4-day work weeks in your
Yeah.
business, right?
Hmm.
I love that. Mary, is there anything else you want to say before you share your information with us? Like any thoughts on your mind about any
Um,
of what we've
just
talked
that,
about?
you know, it's it's never too late to learn something in life. It's up to you to make that decision that you want to learn it. Will it be harder? I don't know. Like languages for me isn't easy, right? So I think that, like me going to learn like French right now is probably going to be a little harder, but they also say language is easier to learn as a small child, right? I feel
Mhm.
like for women doing the second half, whether you're a career woman or in business, I think your first step is to recognize that AI is here. And if you want to stay relevant and relatable, I think just at least understanding some basic terms. So when you're in rooms, you can speak intelligently about it. So I know I did a post that says here are some common terms because I was having conversation with someone and they were like, "Well, what does that mean?" I was like, "Oh, just because I know that term doesn't mean you know that term." So familiarize yourself with it. Listen to a podcast. I listen to a lot of AI podcasts. So instead of listening to music, put on podcasts while you're driving around or
Yeah.
cleaning the house or sitting in the backyard, walking the dog, whatever it is. I feel like podcasts is a great way to hear what people are talking about. And that keeps you relevant.
Well, speaking of podcasts, tell us about yours first.
Uh, so I co-host with Laura Bayshore. We've been working together for about 5 years, and we both started off as career coaches and LinkedIn strategists. She was anti-AI, but did a beta session with me and went on and got certified as well. She didn't think it could help her, and it did. So I
Yeah.
love that. So our podcast is called Scale Up Strategies, the business growth podcast for coaches, consultants, and speakers. We drop a new episode every Tuesday. They're short, 20 to 30 minutes. We have guests maybe once a month on there, and we talk about things from sales to LinkedIn to AI to collaborations. We're having an Instagram expert coming on, a guy in sales coming on. So we have like everything you could possibly want to know about, starting and growing a business.
I love that. So I'm going to listen to that. What's it called again? One more time.
Scale Up
Scale up.
Strategies. And
Scale
it's
up
on
strategies.
all of the major platforms.
All right, I'm going to add that right away as soon as we hang up here. And where else can people find you? And do you have anything coming up? Any special
Do.
offers or anything?
I actually do. This is not planned. So you can find me on Facebook and Instagram, but LinkedIn is where we're going to connect. Now, if you're not on LinkedIn, I get that. You can follow me on all the platforms and you can DM me. I'm a little slower on responding on Instagram and Facebook, just so that people understand.
Yeah.
And, you know, creating LinkedIn profiles, right? Taking you from boring to badass is what I'm known for. And I just created the LinkedIn Elite Positioning Kit. And what that does, it's got AI built in. It will write power headline for you, the about section. Those are the two big things that you get on my Black Friday special. So that's coming out this next Friday. And with that, though, the bonuses are a LinkedIn profile audit checklist, a content calendar, LinkedIn content templates that tells you just what to write, and a bonus masterclass on LinkedIn. And there's something else. There's 5 bonuses with that for $297,
Okay, awesome.
and it normally would be $1,700.
Wow, look at the value there. That's amazing. So where can people find that? Just on LinkedIn, they can find all your stuff. You've got the newsletter on LinkedIn. Everything's probably there,
Yeah.
right?
And if
Okay.
anyone wants that Black Friday special, they can DM me on any
Okay.
channel and just say Black Friday special, and you'll be added to my VIP list.
So I don't use LinkedIn a ton. I use it. I post on there, but it's not like my go-to. My go-to is pretty much Facebook. But what do you have to say about LinkedIn as far as if you have a business, should you be on there or does it
Yeah,
depend?
absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I'm a firm believer that if you have a business, you need to be on LinkedIn and then choose your other platform, right? I don't believe that you only need one platform, but LinkedIn is where you build your professional network. Okay. That's where you're going to build your professional network. Um, it is the strongest platform out there for a business. You grow your professional network, you meet people from all over the world. If you're a speaker or podcast host, you need to be on LinkedIn. That's people are on there searching for you. And if you're not there, they can't find you.
Well,
So
I definitely do some public speaking. So I'm gonna, and then do you need to be on their monthly one, whatever it is, their monthly
no,
premiere or whatever?
no,
You don't?
you don't. Everything
Okay.
I teach my clients, you can do for free.
Okay, that's good to know. That's really
Yeah.
good to know. All right, ladies, and if there are any gentlemen listening, you need to contact Mary if you want to learn LinkedIn strategies, if you want to learn more about AI. She gives a lot of value. So really, the crux of being in business is giving a lot of value in your marketing, and she does that for free. So get her newsletter and all of that, and then connect with her if you'd like to consult with her or join any of her
Yeah.
programs. Yeah.
I'd love,
Okay.
yeah, just connect with me on LinkedIn. We'll strengthen each other's network.
So you're looking for Mary Fain, Fain, Brandt, Brandt. Mary, thank you so much for taking the time today to do this. I just think this is really important, and I'm so grateful that you took the time to be with me. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next episode.